Hi, this is Mrs. Often, and in this slideshow, we're reviewing angles formed by parallel lines and transversals. Our objectives are to identify parallel, perpendicular, and skew lines, identify the angles formed by two lines and a transversal, and prove and use theorems about angles formed by parallel lines and a transversal. This short video will deal with the first two objectives. A second video will deal with the third objective. So first, we'd like to look at angles that are formed by parallel lines and transversals by looking at this cuboid figure. Please note that in this figure, we have two pairs of lines that are labeled as parallel. Line AB and line EF both have one arrow on them to show that they are parallel to each other. And lines GE and HF both have two arrowheads on them to show that they are parallel to each other, but not to lines AB and EF. Additionally, we have some right angles to show that EG and HG are perpendicular to each other, intersecting at point G, and AE and AB are perpendicular to each other, intersecting at point A. Let's get on to our definitions. Parallel lines are coplanar and do not intersect. Perpendicular lines intersect at 90-degree angles. So as we see in the figure, line AB is perpendicular to line AE, and line EG is perpendicular to line GH. Skew lines are not coplanar. They are also not parallel, and they do not intersect. In the diagram shown, AB and EG are skew lines. These lines would never intersect because they are in different planes. Similarly, line HF and line AB are also skew lines. Parallel planes are planes that do not intersect. In the diagram, plane ABE is parallel to plane CDG. The theorem that is important to remember is that if a line is perpendicular to another line, four right angles are formed. We'll abbreviate this with P4RA, perpendicular, four right angles. Challenge to you, can you quickly prove this? Take a minute, pause the video. I know you can prove this. Remember to use vertical angles and linear pairs. Moving on, we have multiple angles that are formed when a transversal intersects two other lines. A transversal is a line that intersects two coplanar lines at two different points. In the diagram, we see transversal T intersecting lines R and S. This forms 8 angles. Please note that outside of the intersection space is the exterior, containing angles 1, 2, 7, and 8, and in between the lines R and S is the interior, containing angles 3, 4, 5, and 6. Our first pair of angles is corresponding angles. They lie on the same side of the transversal T, and they lie on the same sides of lines R and S. Angles 1 and 5 are an example of corresponding angles. Additionally, angles 2 and 6, angles 4 and 8, and angle 3 and 7 are pairs of corresponding angles. You'll notice that they are made up of one blue angle and one red angle. We have alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles. Alternate interior angles are non-adjacent, and they lie on opposite sides of the transversal between the two lines that are intersected by the transversal. 3 and 6 is one such example. Angles 4 and 5 are the other example. Alternate exterior angles lie on opposite sides of the transversal T, but are outside lines R and S. Angles 1 and 8 are one example, and angles 2 and 7 are the other alternate exterior angle pair. Same side interior angles, or consecutive interior angles, lie on the same side of the transversal T. between lines R and S. Angle 3 and 5 are one such pair, and angles 4 and 6 are the other pair. That's it for this quick introduction to parallel lines and transversals.